When we say, I believe in infinite intelligence, what does that belief look like in practice? How does it manifest in our actions and daily lives? To me, believing in infinite intelligence means making a conscious choice in how we interpret and respond to our challenges. With every obstacle we face, we are presented with one fundamental decision. Will we view the situation through the lens of fear or through the lens of trust? Fear convinces us that everything is wrong and spiraling out of control, while trust reminds us that the intelligence underlying all things is working to support our growth and evolution. To illustrate this concept, consider the classic Taoist parable, the farmer and his horse. There was once a farmer whose horse ran away. Upon hearing the news, his neighbors came to commiserate. "Oh, such bad luck," they said sympathetically. "We'll see," the farmer replied. The next day, the horse returned, bringing with it several wild horses. "How wonderful!" the neighbors exclaimed. "We'll see," replied the farmer. The following day, the farmer's son attempted to ride one of the untamed horses, was thrown off, and broke his leg. The neighbors came again to express their sympathy. "Oh, such misfortune," they said. "We'll see," answered the farmer. The day after, military officials came to the village to draft young men into the army. Seeing the young man's broken leg, they passed him by. The neighbors congratulated the farmer on how well things had turned out. "What great luck," they said. "We'll see," replied the farmer. This story reminds us that challenges often appear fortunate or unfortunate, depending on the perspective we choose to adopt. When we release fear, we gain the clarity to step back and appreciate the larger picture. Let me offer a personal example. In 4th grade, I was an English language learner in New York City public schools. That time in my life was undeniably difficult. My mom worked 2 jobs, and I was left to navigate the transition alone. Research on language acquisition and evidence-based teaching practices had not yet gained traction in any country, and educators were largely unequipped to teach students lacking even a fundamental grasp of English. One specific memory I have is mispronouncing a word and having 2 teachers talk about it while I stood there as if I had no understanding of their actions. It would be easy to look back on that chapter with resentment and lament. How unfortunate, how unjust. This should have never happened to me. Yet, in hindsight, I see that those struggles, along with countless others, were instrumental and fueled my intense drive to become an educator myself. Those experiences inspired my unwavering commitment to safeguarding my students' emotional and physical well-being. By choosing to frame my challenges in this way, I open myself to the possibility that those hardships contained hidden gifts that shaped my resilience, empathy, and dedication as a teacher. But how detrimental is fear really? What is how we view our challenges in this world so pivotal to our happiness? Dr. David R. Hawkins explored this question through his map of consciousness, which he developed using over 250,000 calibrations. In his book, Power versus Force, Hawkins presents a chart measuring the vibrational energy of emotions. Fear, for instance, calibrates at 100 on this scale, while acceptance calibrates at 350, and love, a profoundly transformative state, reaches 500. Fear ranks low, reflecting how it diminishes our capacity to thrive and connect with infinite intelligence. Perhaps even viewing our challenges through the lens of fear lowers our consciousness. So what does believing in infinite intelligence look like in action? It means committing to the daily practice of clearing fear and other low vibration emotions from our minds and bodies. It involves approaching each challenge with neutrality, like the farmer in the parable. As an energy healer and practitioner specializing in a modality called Cognomovement, I empower my clients to identify and release the fear that resides in their bodies. In fact, we work to release all lower level feelings from the body, such as shame, guilt, apathy, grief, desire, and anger. Once these lower level emotions are gone, clarity takes its place and true healing becomes possible. Author Anais Nin once said, "We don't see things as they are. We don't see things as they are. We see them as we are." When we view life through the filter of fear, the world appears far more daunting and hostile than it truly is. Believing in infinite intelligence also means stepping beyond the dualities of everyday life, the binaries of right and wrong, good and evil, of us versus them. These dualities are often fueled by fear, which blinds us to deeper truths. Cultivating gratitude is another essential practice. Focus daily on imagining and appreciating how life already supports you. The love of friends and family, even the very chair you're sitting on, are sources of support. Sometimes, even our greatest adversaries or strained relationships play a vital role in our growth. Author and near-death experiencer Anita Moorjani offers a powerful perspective on this. Reflecting on her relationship with her father, she writes, "In life, my relationship with my dad was challenging. His strict expectations and intense demeanor instilled a lot of fear in me. I often felt inadequate and unsure of myself. However, after my near-death experience, I encountered my father on the other side. He greeted me with unconditional love. In that moment, he was no longer the stern, disapproving figure I remembered, but a source of pure, unwavering support. It was my dad who urged me to return to life and live fearlessly." Through her experience, Moorjani reveals that her father's sternness in life may have been a necessary aspect of her soul's journey. If this were true of her most difficult relationship, what could it mean for our own? So I ask again, what does believing in infinite intelligence look like in your life? Google defines infinite intelligence as, quote, "the intelligence behind all things." Some describe it as the universal mind, the quantum field, or the source. This intelligence encompasses everything we love and cherish, but it also includes the people and circumstances we find challenging. When we see past the facade of fear, we glimpse the essence of believing in infinite intelligence. It is a practice rooted in trust, clarity, gratitude, and unconditional love. As I mentioned at the start, when faced with challenges, we always have one fundamental choice: to view the situation through fear or to trust the intelligence behind all things. To close, I'd like to share a brief mental exercise to help you anchor love within your body when facing future challenges. Think of someone you love non-romantically. It could be someone who has passed, someone who's alive, or even a pet. Picture their face and focus on their energy, their voice, or essence. Bring them vividly to life in your mind. As you do, notice where in your body you feel a sense of lightness or warmth, perhaps your heart, head, or throat. This is the place where unconditional love resides within you. Whenever a challenge arises, imagine placing it in this part of your body, wrapping it in those high vibrations of love. Let the energy of love envelop the situation and dissolve any fear. Focus only on love. Finally, I leave you with the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who wrote in Meditations, quote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, guard accordingly and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature." Thank you.